Anyway. So here's some leave quests I could unlock. We're gonna go up and out here where our quest is. I still think this camera's too low. Or high. Too high. It's too high. There! Much better. I'll get rid of the robe pretty soon. I'm cold. I'm sorry. I always forget that the first sound that goes off is just Twitch telling me I can do crap on my phone. I thought this was the way out, and I'm very wrong. It's this way. Camp Drybone is always a squirrely town to me. I don't know why. It's not that difficult. Me and navigation don't always get along. So we'll cast Protect on ourselves. We are not far off from, I think, the first trial. So that should be fun to see. Hello, kitten. How are you? Hello, Empress. I am kind of blowing these guys up. It's a little ridiculous. I feel ridiculously overpowered on this character for some reason. I am doing alright. I am also tired. Thank you for asking. I'm sorry you're tired though. Okay, so back to the town. What fate is this? I think we're gonna go do this fate. I need that mount. That's collector's edition mount, and I haven't upgraded yet, and I want it because it's basically Nessie. I think I know what fate this is. I should check the progress on it before I ran over here. It'll end right before I get here. Oh, that's cool. I used to paint my room a lot when I was a teenager. At one point I had like a dark blue ceiling and 2 walls, and the other 2 walls were like, it was called Jupiter Orange. Yo, Strange, what up? Yeah, I think we're all kind of in the same boat this Tuesday. Feel like Monday night was not kind to anybody. Yeah, you don't stop though. Like ever. Alright. Well, you know, white is, my dad always liked painting walls white. So basically, every room that he had a say in, that's what it is. It's off-white. Because it makes it's an optical illusion that makes the room look bigger. And it reflects more light for less cost, because you can just have like a duller bulb and it works better. So there's definitely a good reason to paint your room white, but, you know, I understand. Very nice. Let's see, were you able to get the remains of the fallen? Yes, I got your dead people. With the bodies given back proper... Can you guys hear me okay? I think everything should be adjusted, alright, but if I'm quiet, I'm sorry. Souls will find their way across to the other side. You've done a noble deed this day, I thank you. Now then, what of the Amalja? Did you see any? Surely such massive monstrosities as they cannot conceal their presence, much less take their quarry unawares. So there were Amalja. Yes, of course. Heart and the lowborn disappearing, all burned. I sense more than meets the eye. The occasional Amalja raiding party would not account for people going missing in this kind of numbers. Total is too great, and the question too many. It would not surprise me in the least to learn of another whose countless travelers pass through Drybone every day, and even if there were one among them, how would we best discover who made implicit these vanishings? And thank you very much for the sound check. Appreciate it. Oh, hi Hulks, how's it going? Alright, let's see. Next quest. What poor people think. I feel like this is the quest I really think is irritating. What say we turn an eye to the common folk themselves? It may be among them that we find the reasons for these vanishings. 12 forbid it be so. There's a merchant by the name of Ungast who was born here in Drybone and grew up in the Golden Bazaar. A rough character, but he knows the people here better than anyone else. I'd wager he's at the inn, quaffing away the day's earnings. Here, I'll write a note for you to show him he's not like to speak to you. The game, this is an MMORPG, so it's a massive multiplayer online role-playing game, kind of like a World of Warcraft, etc. So it's actually like some of the people you see running around are actually other people. And it's a pretty long-winded, story-driven game, and it's a Final Fantasy game, so. No, I haven't been up. I've been up for 7 minutes. 7.5 minutes. Okay, well, gods be damned. You're that bloody adventurer threatened me back in Ul'dah. What the seven hells do you want with me now? Dearest friend, missing people, please help. Yours, Disembark. Folk around here are wary as they come. They'll turn tail and run if you so much as pass wind nearby. Played them all for fools and coaxed some hard labor out of them, I did. If anything, they're even more timid than before. What with all the disappearances, you can go talk to them yourself if you don't believe me. I think it's fun if you're, but you know, MMOs aren't for everybody, but if you like Final Fantasy games, this is an excellent game. Please, miss, just leave me be. Okay, bye. I have nothing to say but this. Thou'll take who or whatever has been feeding off us low folk. What do you want from me? I don't know anything, I swear. Please don't kill me. Alright. I mean, it wasn't really my intent to kill you, but I guess that makes it easier to oblige your request. Yep, there's a ton to do, but no real pressure to do it in any kind of time frame or anything. It's just largely enjoy yourself. It's a good game. Just as I told you, wasn't it? The whole lot of them are terrified. There's been talk of folk getting abducted, but if you ask me, they simply up and moved on to a better place. This place isn't exactly Costa del Sol, if you know what I'm saying. There are a lot of good free games out there, though, to be fair. And there are several that you can find that are definitely worth a look. If you're into games. If you're not into games, that's okay too. Welcome back, Scarlet. Have you learned anything of import? I see. I suppose we should have expected as much from Ungust. Well, another thought occurred to me in your absence. The common folk are nothing if not fervent in their religious beliefs. Perhaps if they speak freely to their gods, then the clergy may know something of use. Alright, so... if we would know what the common folk speak of to their gods, we'd no better place than to ask the Church of St. Adama Landama. It is a simple and humble church found at the northwest of here. And so long as you are headed there, might I ask you to deliver this embalmed corpse? A morbid request, I grant you, but it must be borne to burial, and I trust none more than you to see it done. Seek out a man named Marquise, and he tends the graves of the... oh my gosh, my reading just tanked. He tends the graves of the lich yard. He will tell you where the body is to be buried. The one drawback to having this setup instead of a regular setup, with like a capture card and everything, is what you guys are seeing for your stream with the elapsed time and the chat on the side and everything. That's my whole screen right now, and it allows me to keep up with talking to you guys really well, but unfortunately it also makes my screen really, really tiny. You know what's really amazing? Yesterday or day before, I don't know. The whole last week's been kind of a blur because everything fell apart and it was a huge mess, whatever. Eventually, though, I'll have you know, I found those damn books that started it all, so I'm really happy about it. But in my adventures, I found our old coffee pot, which is one of those, like, little tiny coffee pots that's like 4 cups of coffee. And let me just say, I'm very excited that I found that. That is interesting. Thank you for the host, though. Oh my. This is one of my favorite pieces of music. Oh, it ended. Dang it. But I love that desert song. Strange Blooms, today we will be getting our chocobo, by the way, and seeing our first trial. I am Marquis, yes. A body? Of course. There have been so many bodies of late. I apologize, miss. If you seek a place of burial, then there is an empty grave atop the ridge. Take the path and lay him to rest there. Boy, if I'm not mistaken, this took me forever to find the first time. Because I did not somehow see that little cave. Damn it. Oh, I know. That's all we said too with the chocobo thing, or like with the Hawkstriders. I was like, look at my broke-ass chocobo. I was so excited. And I was like, I don't care. They're close to chocobos, but Torn could only ride one chocobo. It was the white one. Or the black war one, I think. Well, no. Yeah, they could ride that one too, but I didn't like it as much. May they walk in Thal's realm. What? Missing people? I'm afraid I cannot help you. But maybe Sister Orson can. She has been kind to me. Everyone. Everyone has been so kind. I don't know why, though. Pardon me. You'll find Sister Orson within the church walls. But yeah, so I remember back in the day wanting to farm for that because I wanted it so bad. Hoax remembers, and then he got it, and he was a cock about it. Weren't you, Hoax? You're right. Yeah, I'm never gonna let that die. Yeah, see... But when I got the white Cockstrader... Yeah, you shit. When I finally got it, though, my white cock was the biggest in the yard. Okay? Because I was a Tauren. So... Alright, yep, I buried the body. You seek knowledge of the missing dry bone inhabitants. It's true I am closer to the people than any other of the Order. I confide in them, and they in me. When they wish to speak to their keeper Thal, I am the medium through which they do. Should I learn anything pertinent, I will be sure to share the information with you. I only wish Marquis would be more helpful in the matter. I pray he did nothing to offend. He saw terrible things during the calamity. His scars run deep. Indeed, he seems to now prefer the company of the dead over the living. While tragic, I fear such behavior ill befits the church. I received word not long ago that one of our recent visitors, a man called Thancred, I believe, took offense to his conduct. I must have words with Marquis, and soon. Yep. It was huge and just glorious. It was glorious. The lot of us kitten played World of Warcraft for like years and years and years, long before streaming and blah blah blah. That's how a lot of us met. And the kind of character I played was a big cow lady, which is what my avatar is, and she was limited to only riding certain kinds of mounts because they, you know, like that one was too frail or little or whatever. But there was a special rare one that could drop that was white, and she could ride that one. So it kind of became a running joke. Thank you, Scarlet. A burial is no easy thing, even when the departed is a stranger. Were you able to learn aught of the missing common folk? Well, you've been keeping yourself rather busy of late, haven't you, Scarlet? Oh, Thancred. Husbando #1 in this game, I'll tell you what. By #1, I mean the first one. Okay, not that he's the top. Just that he's the first one. Pleasure, my dear Isambard. The name is Thancred, and I share a passion with you and our mutual friend here for learning what has become of these missing persons and why. I, too, spoke with Ungast, more times than I care to count. There seems to be some truth to this notion of the common folk speaking their secrets only to those in service to the gods. Prostration, prayer, penance, abject deeds done behind closed doors away from prying eyes. Who better to take the pious on and unawares than she who takes confession, the good sister Orison herself? Orison? She wouldn't. She couldn't. Even the most beautiful roses have thorns, my friend, and you would be wise to keep an eye to this rose. Still, the Lichkeeper Marquis, I'd swear to the 12 I've seen that face elsewhere before. Okay, let's see. I can't wear this one, but what does this one have to offer? Okay. You can, in fact, play for free up to level 20. That includes the first couple of dungeons, actually. I think there are 3 or 4. See you later, kitten. It was nice seeing you. Thank you for stopping by. Let's see, Sister Orison, it cannot be. Though she is wont to travel to the Golden Bazaar on her own, and it's not uncommon to see her speaking to the children, but no. It could not be she, could it? I grow weary of these suspicions. I know there is one child in particular she is fond of. Pray seek out the boy, Scarlet, and see if you can not glean something from him about Orison's activities. Okay. Let's go this way. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Bear fetus. My map looks like it opens up super low, but it's just because the elapsed time thing at the top throws off the whole screen. Boogie woogie woogie. Hey, Kenny. I don't think any of my subscribers are here, but I am going to be putting in for my first Twitch emote soon, so that the $4.99 tier has an emote to use, as a heads up. I say I don't think any are here, but they could just be not talking, so if you're here, I'm saying it while I'm thinking about it. I didn't need to run up here for anything. Doctor! What up? Nice to see you, man. Folks. Well then, now you know. And provided it gets approved, you'll appreciate it. Okay. But I'm not telling anybody what it is yet. Not much, we're just playing some Final Fantasy right now. Leveling. Yes, I'm excited. I just... Is it Woodman? No, it is not. I haven't played Mega Man yet. Soon. Someday. Right now, everybody's having a good time watching Final Fantasy and Neo. Because we just crossed into New Game Plus on Neo. So, everybody's excited about that over on that day. And then on this day, we got a separate crowd that enjoys their Final Fantasy. I didn't say I hated it. I just said it wasn't my emote. That's all. Come on, nobody hates the wood. What are you talking about? Honestly, I'm gonna say, like, Crashman and Flashman are my favorites. Just saying. Please help. Sister Orson went out all on her own and hasn't come back. She always reads to me right here about Thal and the Order and the other side. I told her I lost my shiny thing and she went looking for it. But what if the monsters outside hurt her? Please find her. Oh, children. Yes, this is Final Fantasy XIV online on PS4, which is amazing. Oh, sorry if you can see that. I assume it'll blank it out, but I don't know that for sure. Okay, there we go. Rotting pikemen. Oh, it's they were dead. Cool. You're the one from the church. Thank goodness you arrived when you did. Seems my gratitude is yours yet again. Well, you can play this, Doctor. It's on PlayStation 4. Literally, your brother's the only one who can't play it, and it bugs me because I'm fairly positive he would adore it. You spoke with the child? Yes, well, I was able to find his lost trinket. It is his ring given to him by his mother before she passed. I will see it safely back to him. Our problem is largely that Doctor's the only one that owns both Xbone and PS4, and Strange has an Xbone, and we have a PS4. So, we have some issues, and then Doctor doesn't really have a PC that he can use, so we all like there's like a missing link, like all the time. You mean a good game? Yeah, okay, well, I didn't say necessarily that you needed it, because yeah, you'd be hooked. Like, you thought we played a lot of WoW, you would leave that in the dust right quick. Yes, I am interested, in fact, in a chocobo porter. I haven't, did I not? I didn't talk to the chocobo porter over here because I suck. To be fair, if you, like, still were into MMOs, you'd probably also really like this one, Doctor. We played Castle Crashers a lot. Like, a lot. And the best any of us ever were when Kenny had his face on the floor. And he was beating everything by himself. Our new phones are amazing, but their keyboards are weird. In that they want to correct stuff like the your and your, like that. And in the middle of a sentence, mine just starts capitalizing all the words, and I don't get it. You're clean now. Don't worry, we'll bring you back, it's fine. We're all still rolling dirty, so... I'm listening. Or reading. Let's go talk to that chocobo porter before I forget. That was something else, yes. Yes, exactly. I saw that whole being able to like stream on the go with your phone. But as far as I knew, it was just for like Twitch creative type thing. But that's really cool. I will definitely probably look into that if there's a good mobile game. Sister Orison was attacked outside of the Golden Bazaar. Gods forfend. I will secure a room at the inn for her should she require any rest. Searching for the memento of orphans, and risking her own well-being in doing so, no less. Certainly not the dastardly deeds Thancred would have us believe. Yeah, but that I don't care. Yep, that's it up, so we'll take it. Ding. Oh god. Okay. I am well glad I reserved that inn room for Sister Orison. It seems she received greater injuries from her attackers than she initially let on. Thankfully, she is expected to make a full recovery. Oh, I swear to god, these earbuds have to be not silicone, but like rubber. And they just flay the skin off of my ear. Okay. I'm sorry, that was graphic. But now on the matter at hand. Thancred came looking for you once more. He left word that he will be waiting at the Amalja encampment to the southeast. I pray the two of you are able to uncover some evidence regarding these disappearances. Well, gee. Me too. God. Please no. Oh my god. I get so mad though. I get so mad. That little fuckbag is the worst, okay? For all the love that Pikachu gets, he has a real crappy attitude. It's almost warm enough to take my robe off. Almost. Yeah, someday when we have a computer that actually can hook up to the stream cards that hook up to the old systems, I'll do it. I'll regret it, but I'll do it. And actually, we were just looking last night if we ever managed to get a hold of one of those. Crystal Chronicles, Final Fantasy. Yes, the AC seems to be working once again. Thank God. It is, let's see. It's actually 78 in here, according to my thermometer. But I'm cold easy. Ah, there you are, Scarlet. So good for you to come. Indeed, I've heard all about Sister Orison. Isambard said her wounds were serious. It would seem my suspicions about the poor Rose were misplaced. But false though they were, perhaps my suspicions were not entirely without merit. Whilst following Sister Orison near the Golden Bazaar, a band of Amalja caught my eye. I tracked them as far as this encampment, but, well, let us say that I would much prefer to keep my distance and remain here. This, of course, brings me to why I requested you, dear Scarlet. Would you be so kind as to take a look inside? I guess. How much? Well, yes, I know that, Doctor. I have those ones. I think are. Folks, you know, Final Fantasy Tactics Advance was Game Boy Advance. Final Fantasy Tactics was PlayStation. And Advance 2 was DS. And Hoax would know better than me, but the ones that had the RCA hookups, Hoax run about, what, $175? So they're a little bit costly, but they also require a computer that has certain specs that we don't have. Or rather that we have, but not on the same computer. Like, I have the 3.0 ports, but he has all the other stuff. Pain in the butt. Okay, what am I looking? Get off me. What is wrong with you? At any rate, someday we're hoping. And there's potential that we may get one of the lower end cards that just can stream whatever, like regular stuff through HDMI before then. Because that'll still open up quite a bit of stuff for us. It just won't open up the old stuff, unless... I think Hoax said there's some way of getting just like an adapter for those old things, possibly, but I'm not sure. Well, did anything tickle your fancy? Besides you, Thancred? He should not ask me that question. This leaflet. See the wealth of Nald to the hands of your children. It looks to be some sort of assembly to provide the poor with work. This lettering, though, atrocious, is it not? And these bits about Nald Thal seem somewhat less than studied. I find it hard to believe one among the Order penned this. Pray take this to the inn at Camp Drybone and let us see what Sister Orison can make of it. Yeah, I want to say that that Elgato HD capture thing is almost always on sale, which is pretty cool. Yes, Thancred is just my favorite. I don't even care. I ain't even gonna hide it. Nope. It has connections for your retro consoles? Really? I did not know that. See, I knew you were more well versed in the hardware than I was. I haven't done nearly as much. Yeah, but 720's fine. In my opinion. Actually, if it was up to me, all my crap would be 30 FPS. I know y'all like 60, but I can't stand it. I hate 60 FPS. Weirds me out. Like, actually makes it difficult for me to focus on stuff. But I would like to have a card so that we could play various things. Would just be a bonus if the retro consoles worked. My savior comes again. To what do I owe the honor this day? Read this stuff. What is this? Blasphemous. These are not our teachings at all. This was not made by any true brother or sister of the Order. Of that, I can assure you. Come to think of it, weeks ago the church was plagued by missing garments. Can someone be posing as a priest of the Order to deceive my people? Tancred, you tiny, sexy little man. The plot thickens, Scarlet. Our culprit pretends to be a priest to lend credence to his deception. There's no doubt an irony in there somewhere. But I suspect we have a worthy adversary on our hands. I shall consider how best to handle this. For now, tell Isambard what we have learned here. I know that I'm kind of on the, like, losing end of that. People love the 60 FPS, but, like, I actually have difficulty seeing it properly. My eyes are kind of messed up, though. Posing as a priest? To think. These troubling notions aside, it's gratifying to finally be able to move this investigation forward. Thank you once again, Scarlet. I shall keep my ears and eyes open, now more than ever. What do I have on? These glasses. I'm afraid we're gonna have to put our awesome outfit away. Dressed to deceive. Isambard wants to help you identify and apprehend the false priest. We'll do it after this quest, because I have to change into some crap. Yes, which is maybe that's part of why I like consoles better, because they are easier for me to see. And really, you know, I know you can see the difference between 30 and 60, but it's like you can't exactly see the difference between 30. I don't know. It's weird. Anyway, I'm afraid I've not seen any unusual activity, nor have any at this camp given me cause to doubt them. But unless we can identify the culprit, and soon more innocents will fall victim. Do not despair just yet, my friend. An idea occurs to me. Our suspect has been posing as a priest, using leaflets bearing false promises to lure the poor. Let Scarlet and me serve like with like by posing as impoverished souls that in need of succor. Ah, I dare to hope that this will yield us the answers we seek. It will be a dangerous undertaking, but you two are more than capable of looking after yourselves. I'm next to useless in a battle, but I can supply the garments for this disguise. These old tunics and slops should serve your needs, so long as you don't mind the smell and the stains. These will serve very well. You have my thanks. Listen, Scarlet. So, as to lay the foundation for our little ploy, we must make it widely known that more vagrants have arrived at the camp and are desperate for coin. To this end, I want you to don the old garments Isambard has lent us and beg for work around the camp. Before long, the false priest should catch wind and approach us. Okay, so I hate this quest because it makes me put on, like, clothes with no stats. I want this option. Okay. And now I have to talk to people. Quit. Mark. Greetings, good madam. Is there aught amiss? Is there aught I can assist you with? Oh, I don't believe there is. I'm afraid our wares are very expensive. Mayhap you should rejoin your fellows out at the pond north of Sandgate. Yeah, well, and see, that's part of where we kind of differ, is he would rather stream from PC and I would rather stream from consoles. But most cards will serve the purpose for both, because a lot of that stuff, the settings are not card based, but, you know, console, whatever based. Let's see. I preach the teachings of Azema, the warden. Hast thou come to partake of the honey of her wisdom? Azema is the keeper of the sun and goddess of inquiry. All is laid bare beneath the light of her divine countenance. Open thy heart to this light, needy child, and thou shalt want not till the end of days. Okie dokie. I feel like I'm gonna sneeze. So I'm really sorry. In advance. Oh god. Oh god. Oh my god. Alright. What is it? Gods, not again. Look, being poor doesn't give you the right to pester whomever you'd like. Why don't you keep with your own kind out by that muddy pond of yours at Drybone? Look, you don't look that much more well off than me. I will kick you right off this roof. Don't you wave at yourself. I will kick you off this roof. Rude. No, not that guy. This guy over here. And you are? Another refugee by the looks of you. The immortal flames have neither work nor coin for your like. Be gone, and see that you don't make a nuisance of yourself. Salt indeed. What a bitch. I mean, none of these guys are being particularly nice, but geez. And I was about to get to the good part. Looking for work, you say? Sorry, but we don't have any openings. Now get out of here so I can finish my story. Like, see, that was kind of rude, but he was just kind of more like, hey, I was talking. You know, you kind of were rude by interrupting me. I get that. Bitch is asking to get thrown off a roof. I'm just telling you. You have quite an knack for being a nuisance, Scarlet. The camp is abuzz with talk of newly arrived vagrants. And though we were unable to attract our wayward transgressor, we were able to learn that the poor have a commune by the pond north of Sandgate, to the east of here. The eyes of the authorities do not reach that place, rather ideal for spiriting away hapless souls. Let us go there and wait for the kindly priest to come and offer us aid and comfort. Needless to say, you'll need to remain in disguise. Yay. Alright. Alright, thanks for stopping by, Doctor. It was really good to see you. We miss you, dude. Hope your class is good. I'm gonna shut my helmet off. Because I'm gonna be swapping something I hate to. Alright. Ooh, the weather's turning nasty on me out here in the desert. Oh! Is it raining on me? It's raining on me. Can I get up there without falling down? No, I can't even go that way. Dang it. Okay. Sorry. Mini dance break. Alright. Fine day for catching false priests, wouldn't you say? We look forward to it, dude. You look absolutely smashing, Scarlet. Positively dressed for deception. All that's left, then, is to wait for our quarry to appear. Sorry. Oh, you poor, unfortunate souls. This is no way for men to live. No way at all. Later, dude. Who are you? What do you want? Be at ease, child, for I mean you no harm. I am a priest of the Order of Naldal, and I have come to offer you succor. This leaflet bears the teachings of Nald. Trust to them, and they will surely set you free from the shackles of purity. I'm not even sure what word that was now that I think about it. A tempting offer, but I'm afraid I must decline. On account of that atrocious performance. You would have made a god's awful mummer. Gust. What? How did you know? You bastards tricked me! Please don't hurt me. I was only doing it to protect my people. Is that so? Do continue. Very well. I am a man of the Golden Bazaar, raised there, if not born. Some moons ago, the Amalja raids began. They would appear sudden as a sandstorm, and plunder and pillage at will. Our defenders couldn't stand against them, few as they were. Everyone lived in fear. I wanted to save my people, but being a merchant was all I knew, and so I did the only thing a merchant could. I approached the Amalja in hopes of brokering a deal. In return for sparing the Golden Bazaar, they made demands. Outrageous ones. Demands? What kind, pray tell? First of all, they wanted the schedule for the crystal shipments from the Nanwa mines. For this, I bribed one of the workers to leak me the information. Next, they wanted me to bring them people, so I posed as a priest to lure in the vulnerable and give them over to the Amalja. I didn't have a choice. Protecting one's home is a noble thing, but at the cost of innocence, you could have sought the aid of the immortal flames, yet you did not. I suspect you are not telling me the full story. What made you sell out your own people? Speak. The was good. What did you say? The coin was good, I said. I could sell mole meat for a score of lifetimes and not see even a fraction of what the Amalja pay me. You sacrificed innocence so that you could line your own pockets? Words fail to express the contempt I feel for you. Spare me your contempt. If you want to blame someone for this mess the world's in, then blame yourselves, or the gods. Ugh, not you again. Were you the one leaking the Immortal Flame's patrol routes to the enemy as well? Spit it out. No, I know nothing about that, I swear it. At this stage, I'm rather disinclined to believe aught that leaves your mouth. No matter. There'll be time enough to learn the truth. As he sobs. I'm not making a sobbing because it'll be really loud. Scarlet, be a dear and take word of these developments to Minfilia, would you? I shall prize everything I can out of this filth. The abductees are still somewhere out there. Our foremost priority is to rescue them. Okay, so now that we've done that, I have to go back to the Waking Sands. First and foremost, let's equip our better gear. Oh, look, it kept this because the stats were better. I'm actually okay with that. I'm just gonna port there because I don't want to spend the time. And because you can't ride a chocobo that far. I would have to, like, chain chocobos. That's one thing that, like, they're not connected. You can take them within an area or kind of, like, across one threshold, but then you've got to, like... They connect weird. I'm not complaining, though. Actually, the travel system doesn't bother me in this game at all. Okay. Oh, now my robes are all wet. They're drying out. It's okay, they're drying out. I'm sorry, I just really like this movie. Now, for the lot of you here, I will probably be putting up a poll on my Scarlet Updates Twitter. Would you like to continue to 50 as a white mage? Or when we hit level 30 and after doing our white mage quest and actually becoming a white mage instead of a conjurer, would you like to see us swap classes? Maybe, I want to say probably go pick up Marauder. and try tanking for a little while, maybe to level 30, or a DPS, or do you just want to kind of see things through? Like, I'd like to get your guys' opinions on what you would like to see, because we can swap at any time or whatever, but I kind of think we should probably get to certain milestones, and once we restart a class, we won't be going on with the story for a little while because it's level based. So like if the story is more what you're interested in, we're obviously going to have to continue with that before we pick up a new job, or else, you know, it'll be a while before we see it. But if you would like to see other roles and jobs and things, we can always swap that up and come back to the story at a later date. So I just want to kind of get opinions, etc. But I will probably put a poll up, but I still feel like it's a little easier to kind of spitball ideas here. Welcome back, Scarlet. I'm pleased that you and Thancred have been getting along. I see. You have done well to uncover the truth. My thanks for the report. As Thancred said, we must ascertain where the abducted were taken, and none but the Amalja know the answer. Suffice it to say, they will not willingly part with this information. I fear blood will be spilled before all is said and done. I mean, item comparison. One more vitality, same intelligence, one more determination, same mind. They're not going to swap it because the stats on this are just too good. So let's pick up, even though we're probably going to just do the haul and get the better set there too. Let's pick up the tank piece. Okay, life, materia, and everything. Okay, some of you guys are going to like this if you're Final Fantasy people. Though we speak of peaceful resolution to the primal problem, we must needs be ready to fight up for our cause. That you may take to the field suitably prepared, I would have you meet with a goblin acquaintance of mine. His name is Mutamix Bubblypots, and he is a scholar of no small repute. Mutamix is renowned for having introduced the revolutionary method of enhancing equipment to Eorzea. The knowledge of this method was once a closely guarded secret, but thanks to Mutamix and his students, it now has been disseminated to the great benefit of all to the realm. It would serve you well to acquire an understanding of this process. For this purpose, I shall lend you a blade. Take it to Mutamix, and bid him to use it to demonstrate his craft to you. Mutamix is ever to be found in his camp in central Thanalan, a place known as the Bonfire. Look for a pillar of smoke, and the way will become clear. I know you're a little bit biased, but I still wanted your opinion too. I figured, I know that you probably are gonna kind of have a hard time deciding. Like, I love White Mage. White Mage is obviously what I mean and everything. Hey Kane, good to see you. We have Final Fantasy XIV kicking today. We're leveling Scarlet Thorn, the currently Conjurer. How have you been? Haven't seen you in a while. It's good to see you. Let's check this Chocobo Porter out and see how far we can go. Because he is in the other zone. Well, we can go to Ul'dah. We'll do that. Simpy, good to see you. How you doing? Yes, actually, it happened a couple... I don't know, guys. How long has it been? Like 2 months? Something? I don't know. I had it up for a while. I forget I have it. And if I try to stream without it now, I constantly try to look at the camera, like a toolbox. That's okay, I understand. It's not everybody's cup of tea. I've been doing, Tuesdays have been Final Fantasy. Thursdays I do Neo. I keep up Neo because I do have a Neo crowd who loves Neo. And I love Neo. So we do that on Thursdays, so you'll know what day to avoid easily. And I totally understand. Yeah! We're real close to getting our own though, so I'm excited. I need to pick up Final Fantasy XII, I really do. Because I would really like that game. Of course, I don't really have a day to stream it right now because we're working on our new game plus Neo and leveling here in Final Fantasy. But, you know. You just missed him actually, which is kind of funny because I kind of thought that's why you showed up, as you saw him on. He was just here and he is going to be on vacation next week. and he's hoping to get in a couple of streams that week. He's just been really busy with school and work and stuff. I'm genuinely not positive what he'll be back with. I know he was talking about wanting to finish some of the games he didn't finish. He said something about like the Dark Souls 3 DLC he didn't finish. And a couple other games. I know he didn't finish Neo, so he may be back up with that. I don't know. I'm not sure what his actual game plans are. I didn't do Patapon yet because I haven't picked it up. I may have to actually do an extra day for Patapon because I don't know what I'm going to do it otherwise. But when I pick it up, I will be doing Patapon. It's I don't know how much fun it'll be to watch streaming, but it should be fun for at least one for a little while. I love Patapon. It's fantastic. Super excited. And I can say that looking at the calendar, I have one of the Thursdays coming up. I have a dentist appointment in the afternoon, and I won't be able to stream. So I don't know if I'll just be canceling a day that week or if I'll try to get in like a filler, like, you know, Wednesday or Friday. I'm not sure yet. I think it's the week after next. But it's a heads up. They are super crazy. This is my favorite one. This is Ul'dah. The Jewel of the Desert. I love this city so much. It gets way better later on, actually. What's funny is I enjoy it here at the beginning and everything. But I feel like it gets so much better. There's so much going on in this game. Okay, Black Brush takes me pretty close, so we'll go. No, I want to hire... There we go. Yes. Okay. Yes, it has amazing music. The soundtrack's fantastic. But yeah, it does, it gets, like, it's kind of slow at first in the way that, like, you know, World of Warcraft starts out with just a couple moves and is kind of slow too. But that's because Final Fantasy XIV gets slightly more complicated with its, the way it works. You start out with just a couple of moves, but later you have like a full bar worth of moves, and sometimes you have more than one bar worth of moves. And there's a lot, like, you have to pay attention to the bosses and sometimes facing and getting out of things actively, and like the mechanics get a little more involved, so they introduce it kind of slowly so that by the end you have a grip on it real good. It's really good. I play it here on the PS4, where your hot bars are, you hold down R2 or L2 to highlight the bars and use the 8 buttons. I think it functions great on the PS4, but if you don't like it and you want to play it on PS4, you can hook up a keyboard and mouse if you prefer that playstyle. Yeah, I hope you'll have to let me know if you enjoy it. It's, you can play, I think, free up to level 30. So you can get a pretty good handle on whether or not you like the game, I believe. So, I'm going around the long way here. Yeah, I like the way the controller works. If it was up to me, though, I'd play pretty much everything with a controller. I prefer it quite a bit. Kenny plays it on the PC. I play everything on PS4. Yeah, see, I do have a keyboard hooked up so I can chat better, because I mean you can chat with the controller, but it takes forever. You can play it for free, but I don't know how much you have access to or what the deal is. But I've told you that before. That you can play. But I don't know if once you've bought a sub or whatever, like, it might be separate from your... I'd have to look into it. I don't really know how it works. I've always been, like, subbed and playing the actual game. So you'll have to do a little research, because I'm not quite sure how that works. Who is Uplander come to tent ring of Mutamix Bubbly Bots? Alright. Now he's going to show me how to do this. I'm not going to sing the song. Fighty Tool drinks on airy self. Goblins are just so hysterical. It is cross-platform, yes. I can play, Kenny and I do dungeons all the time. And he's on PC and I'm on PS4. It's awesome. I love Devil May Cry. On PS2 I own all 3, and then on 360 I have 4, but 360 doesn't work anymore. When full of airy self, Fighty Tool changes to Stony Shine, name of Materia. If Materia join with other Fighty Tool, then Big Eyes, Fighty Tool gains power of airy self. Pishikola, Unimix is reckoning that Uplander is friend of Minfilia. Yes, tongue flaps reach ears of Mutamix with fastness. Minfilia wants Uplander to see power of Materia. Uplander brings Fighty Tool to Mutamix, yes? All goblins are like this and they're just magic. Fighty Tool is unstrong as Eating Tool. Make good teachy show of power of Materia. Materia Master. Now eyes of Uplander point at Fighty Tool, yes? Materia join with Fighty Tool. Fighty Tool gains power of Materia. Fighty Tool reborn. Here, Uplander, take Fighty Tool to Minfilia. Materia, strictly speaking, is a kind of crystal. It is created by reducing the equipment to its etheric constituents and then crystallizing them. Not just any old equipment will serve, mind you. It must have sufficient spirit bond, that being a measure of how fully an item has been imbued with the owner's spirit. When you attach a piece of materia to gear, you imbue the host item with its power. That's how Master Mutamix turned the dagger years from something that would have suggested to cut steak into a weapon worth wielding. Pshik. Uplander wishes to be joiner of materia? Then Uplander best fill brain case with knowledge of crafty making. With knowings of crafty making, Uplander can become joiner of materia. If Uplander wants brain case to rattle with knowings of materia, Uplander best trade tongue flaps with the learny ones of Mutamix. Well, it was very nice to see you, Kane. Thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate it. It's really good to see you. So take care of yourself, and I hope I see you around again before too awful long. Take care of yourself. Hope school's going good. Okay, so we have to go fill our brain case with stuff. We don't have to do that right now, but I do want to unlock that. Okay. What would you say if I told you that inanimate objects can possess a soul? They can, believe it or not, although the soul in question is not their own, but that of their owner. Through faithful service, the arms and the armor we use come to hold our spiritual energy. Thus we do form a spirit bond with them. Tongue flaps, yes. Goblins are just great. Such items can be converted into materia, a special kind of crystal that can be attached to gear to enhance its properties. I am well versed in the ways of materia conversion. If you wish to learn more about the process, it would be my pleasure to teach you. You are ready to commence your learning? Good. As you will have gathered by now, materia is the crystallized form of one's spiritual energy. As this energy is derived from an individual's psyche, a volatile beast at the best of times, a degree of variance is to be expected in its production. In practice, this means that you won't know the exact properties of a stone until you cradle it in your hand. Now, materia won't grant you much of anything on its own. Its power must be tapped, see, and this is achieved by melding it to gear. Know, though, that it takes the deft hands of a craftsman to meld materia. You can always seek others to attach materia on your behalf, but if you would sooner do it yourself, I recommend you speak with Baboas. Melding is her field of expertise. Please be advised that if you wish to remove materia from an item, you must visit Mutamix, and it's only he can do so. Okay, so we're just gonna... Basically, if you've ever played World of Warcraft, it's like disenchanting, except it doesn't really require any leveling or doing anything. It's just a matter of... See here on the side, the little meters? I feel like I got rid of... I didn't. But there's a little... Next to my item, is there's actually 2 meters. Let's see. This one here has got 2 full ones. The left white bar fills up and is your spirit bond. The right is the durability. So when that left bar is full, you can break it apart into materia. That's all it is. It's just you have to wear it and fight with it for long enough. It's interesting. Okay, so now we're going to just port back there because, again, I'm lazy. So, yes, Strange, if you're going to try it, note that the PC can run like garbage. And I know that your computer isn't the best. But I do want to say that recently, Dame Kenny reinstalled a bunch of stuff and discovered that he was accidentally running on DirectX 9 instead of DirectX 11. And it improved his performance almost to what it is here on the PS4. So I want to say that maybe it's not quite so bad as it seems. And if you set it to laptop settings, you could probably run it at a base level. Maybe. It's worth trying, though, in my opinion. But yes, it is absolutely cross-platform, and everybody gets to play together, and it's just magic. And it's even, I love how it's like built around the idea that you never know if you're going to be running into PS4 players or running into PC players. So like everything works for everybody, and it's just great. Okay. I forgot about the materia melding learning step. I don't have the mount yet, but we're going to get it today. Even if we have to stay on a little bit longer. We've been on for an hour. We're not quite there yet, but we're close. Oh my. I got an invitation to a free company by a guy named Balls Mahoney. That's actually pretty funny. We gotta look at the details of this. Owl exterminators. Okay, so... so they also like Futurama, if I were to guess. We're owl exterminators? That's funny. Okay, sorry. No, I'm not gonna join, but it's funny. Alright, so... yeah, that's pretty funny, though. I'm giggling. I've seen some funny stuff. Welcome back, Scarlet. I trust your visit to the bonfire proved fruitful. Ah, what a remarkable difference a single piece of materia can make. Granted, the skills needed to manipulate the substances are not easily acquired, but one need only look upon the results to realize such efforts are worthwhile. As I'm sure you are aware, the quality of one's equipment can be the difference between victory and defeat. Materia may well give you the edge you need, Scarlet, so make it your ally. Now, it is time we discuss the matter of your next mission. Pray speak with me when you are ready to begin. You don't need 2k of the coins anymore. They recently, in one of, not the last patch, but like 2 patches ago, they actually reduced it to 200. Hello, Cricketen, how are you? Good to see you. Alright, finally. Lord of the Inferno. Word has arrived from Thancred concerning our ongoing investigation. It appears he was able to extract some information from our friend Ungust, the false priest. He revealed that he is due to meet with the Amalja to discuss their dealings. The Immortal Flames believe that the meeting will present an ideal opportunity to ambush and capture the Amalja responsible for the abductions, and so they mean to have Ungust attend as planned. As the Amalja are anticipated to offer fierce resistance, the Immortal Flames have requested our support. I would have you provide it to them, Scarlet. Thancred is presently attending to another matter, but will join you as soon as he is able. Until such a time as he does, you will be to the Scion's sole representative on the ground. Before he left, he bade me to tell you to save some for him. Such is his confidence in you, a confidence I share. When you have made ready, pray take yourself to Camp Drybone and report to the Flame Sergeant leading to the mission. May you walk in the light of the crystal. I refuse to accept that, Simpy. Or at the very least, I certainly refuse to accept it, you know, in Final Fantasy. Wow, maybe. Put a Suna on our bar. And let's just teleport back to Drybone. Goodness. Definitely though, even if you have a lot of gear in this game, if you are stupid and you're just standing everything, you're gonna die. I'm so irritated with WoW's current way of gear outdoing skill. I mean, those challenges that are in the game right now, if you outgear it, there's 0 challenge, and I don't have the gear, so it's a challenge, but it's a challenge because, I mean, you can't fight a one-shot. Sorry about that. Okay. Alright. That dude is really struggling with that box. Ah, so you're Scarlet Thorn of the Scions? My thanks for coming, friend. We're stronger for your assistance. Allow me to brief you on our mission. Our objective is to capture Amalja and prize from them the whereabouts of the abductees. The Lizardmen aren't aware of their man Ungust has been exposed. When they come to the rendezvous point to meet the traitor, we'll spring the trap. Owing to the clandestine nature of the mission, we can deploy only a small contingent. Every member must count, so we requested the aid of the Scions. The rendezvous will take place at the Invisible City. Please make your way there and lie in wait. We stand to learn much and more from the Amalja plot and the missions. If the mission succeeds, Scarlet, let's make sure it does. So let us rebuff that effect on Protect at the end of the weapon is new as of Stormblood, and I think it's awesome. It's amazing. Okay. Where am I going? Oh, up here? What's hilarious is now I've I've completed all the story quests on my main. And if you know the story, no spoilers please for the people who don't know. But it's funny because when I did the original storyline here, like I'm doing now, I thought, wow, this is such a good story. I can't believe how invested I am in this. And then it gets so much better that I look back at this and I'm like, this just pales in comparison, and it's so good. And I think that speaks volumes, personally. Alright, where am I going? Right there. Alright. Yes. We are not above 24, so no sinking necessary. Is the bait in place? Our man is in position, sir. Good. We make our move as soon as the Amalja appear. Yes, sir. Yeah, he was the disguised priest. Amalja looks so cool. P.S. I hate this mission. Ah! What is the meaning of this? Wait, something's amiss. There's a lot of them all, y'all. Ah! You sons of bitches. I'm afraid your little ambush ends here. I eluded the immortal flame's clutch for moons before finally being caught. Did you not wonder how I managed it? It was almost as if someone was feeding him information from the inside. Aye, your every movement was known to me ahead of time. Now, as much as I'd love to chat a while, I have appointments to keep. Those are the Amalja. They're a beast tribe. They're all yours. Oh, I know. I love that there are so many derpy options in this game. Alright, first off, let's get this ranger back here. He's gonna be my biggest pain in the butt. Now this one. That effect that you just saw was at the beginning of a spirit meld to a piece. Or the body. Let's dot some of these bruisers. And let's get these guys right here. Alright, redot this. This guy. Bruiser someday. This bruiser. And let's see. Now we'll attack this guy, but reinforcements I think are on their way. Yep. Cleric stance. Let's see if we can't heal you up a little bit. Yeah, that's better. Oh my god. Friggin' hate this crap. This guy, yeah. No, there isn't an end to them. That's why I said I hated this crap. He is indeed. Like super out of MP. Thanks for the heal since, you know, again, out of MP. Alright, there we go. I'm trying to gear. I'm at 70. And Kenny wants to do stuff, so he wants me to gear up. And I'm like, but it stresses me out because I'm a weenie. Put up your weapon, or your comrade's dead. Oh my. Whatever. Behind you! No! Rip. Now I'm asleep. I'll punch you in your buns, Gust. The rest of you, march. Traitorous scum. Yeah, something to that effect. Your comrades are dead. Simpy. I'll be honest, I don't generally like when people do that. Fear the Amalja mean to give us their gods as an offering. If I must die, then let me die a soldier's death with steel in hand. Okay, so now we have the Bowl of Embers unlocked. So let's queue up. This is the first trial. Okay, trials are different than regular dungeons. And I'm not saying it, because I already know where you're going. Alright, we're gonna watch the cutscene. Much to the irritation of the rest of the party, I'm sure. Okay. Lord of the Inferno, hearken to our plea. Lord of the Inferno, deliver us from our misery. Almighty Ifrit, Lord of the Inferno, your humble servants beseech you, grace us with your divine presence. He's so cool. Almighty Ifrit, we bring before you ignorant savages who know not your godhead. If it please you, Lord, scorch their heathen souls with your cleansing flame and mark them as your own. Bloody hells. Bring those two as well. What's going on? This ain't what we agreed. None but servants of Lord Ifrit may behold the rite of summoning. The souls of unbelievers are forfeit. No, spare me, I beg you. Pitiful children of man, by my breath I claim you. Arise once more as my loyal minions. Feed my flames with your faith, and all who stand against us shall burn. Hey, baby! Almighty Ifrit, my one true God. Your words are my bread. Hurry up, this is taking forever. Impossible. By what sorcery do you resist my master's will? Could it be? Your soul already belongs to another? Yes, that is the only explanation. Seriously, there's 3 people waiting for me. This is taking really long. Forsooth, thy frail mortal frame can serve as a vessel of the blessing but one. Yet I smell not the taint of another upon thee. The truth of thine allegiance waxeth clear. Thou art the goddess blessed number. The paragons warned of thy aberrant kind. Thine existence is not to be suffered. Alright. There we go. Pulling out the camera to make it a little easier to see. Okay, tank faced it the wrong way and that guy got wrecked. Come over here and heal the party. Making it real hard to DPS, pal. Start coming to the Inferno. Get out of that. Boom. Gotta go. Surrender thyself to the fires of judgment. The nail's coming. Now, the nail has to be DPS'd and killed before he leaps into the air. or it is a wipe. Come on. Seriously? I hope that nail is gone. Okay, it died. Because once he jumps up into the air and does this thing, it wipes the party if that nail is still there. Explodes everything. That's basically the only thing to know about Ifrit is the nail. Like, obviously there's lots to run out of, and the tank needs to face the Ifrit away because he does a swipe. Otherwise, though, Ifrit's not too bad. You gotta get out of that. There we go. Indeed. There we go, second one. Titan sucks. Pray forgive my lateness. I mean, he's cool, but he kind of sucks. I was delayed by a congregation of Maljan zealots. I swear, each seemed more evangelical than the last. Persistent lot. Wham. I see the Bloodsworn wasted no time in extracting the captives, no less than I'd expect from the Flame General's hand-picked men. As for those two, it's fair to say their hardships have only just begun. They have much to answer for. I feel I owe you an apology, Scarlet. Had I known this mission would prove so dangerous, I would never have left you to face it alone. You have been given a veritable baptism of fire. But let us continue this conversation in more agreeable surrounds. Camp Drybone, shall we say? This way, sir. So that was the mighty Ifrit. Oh, Nero. And what a disappointment he was. The readings are nowhere near what I had anticipated, even taking Ul'dan interference into account. You should know better than to rely upon 5-year-old data left out with the 7th Legion. Nor can we expect any form of support from the motherland, given the troubles at court. We have only ourselves to rely on. Ever the pessimist, my dear Livia. Promise me you'll never change. We've wasted enough time here. The meteor of yours is too old to give any reading worth a damn. Not that there was aught worth a damn for it to read, but I take your point. I suppose we must content ourselves with the knowledge that we've achieved our primary objective. Yet I find that I am troubled by that adventurer's unexpected show of strength. Could such a foe prove a hindrance to our plans? Perhaps, but that is a consideration for another time. You have been given a task. That is your priority. I suggest you treat it as such. Fail to do as my lord commands, and I will spare him the trouble of punishing you. With allies like that, beware a woman in love. I shall need to be on my best behavior. Do I have a favorite class to play? Yes, White Mage is what I main and is typically my favorite class, because I like healing in this game. Normally, I like tanks in a lot of MMOs. Oh, I got 2 combinations. But there are 3 kinds of healer in this game. White Mage is the one I have the most experience with, but all 3 are actually really fun. Like, all 3 are excellent. And I will eventually get to where I get to show you the other 2, but one of them is called a Scholar. And you actually saw the predecessor in that last dungeon. It was the person that had the little carbuncle pet, and they had a book, and they were like casting like this. There's a healer version of that class where you get a fairy, and the fairy actually helps you do the healing. And instead of doing straight up healing, you put a lot of like shields on people to prevent damage in the first place. That one's a lot of fun. And then there's another one called Astrologian, which they actually have this like floating weapon that has cards revolving around it, and they basically use tarot cards. They draw cards, and they do different buffs and things, and they heal, and like all their stuff is like star themed and stuff, and it's incredible. It's so cool. So we'll have to show them to you someday, because they're amazing. So yeah, those are definitely my favorites. Ah, there you are, Scarlet. Come, rest a while. You'll have no better opportunity. After witnessing their god's ignominious defeat, the Amalja will be less inclined to risk our wrath. For a time, at least. Now, where were we? Ah, yes. I was in the process of apologizing. I do hope you can forgive me. I arrived too late to be of any use to you or the abductees. They may be whole of body, but the same cannot be said of their minds. For once a man is tempered. But it ill suits me to dwell on the negatives. Amidst our misfortunes, there is still reason to rejoice, if Rita is slain, and by your hand no less. That is the deed of no ordinary individual, Scarlet. Not that I ever thought you were ordinary. On the contrary, I have long suspected that you have the potential to shape the fate of this realm. What can I say? My fine eye for talent remains undimmed. Minfilia will be proud beyond all reckoning when she hears of your deeds. I trust you shan't object to bearing the tidings to her. That way I can claim to have contributed something to the mission. You, meanwhile, have earned yourself a rest. Take some time to relax and return to the Waking Sands. When you are good and ready, we can discuss the matters in more detail then. Just don't take too long, will you? The realm's problems won't solve themselves. Yeah, the last one, Astrologian, like, it's all I can do to not swap to Astrologian, because I love it so much. But I love White Mage, so, and Scholar, I know everybody's not real big on Scholar, but, like, I was really bad at this game when I started. And, like, no matter what I did, I felt like I was never getting any better. And I swapped to Scholar, because basically everyone said something to the effect of, like, oh, Scholar is easy mode, blah, blah, blah. And, so I tried it, and I don't know if it's that it was easy mode, or if that I just clicked with it. It's probably just that it's easy mode, but I meshed with it very well, and I suddenly felt, like, unstoppable. That guy's sad bombing. That means he's busy. But I felt unstoppable in dungeons. I felt like we couldn't wipe or ever lose, and I never really had to stop. My MP was never a problem, and it made me really confident. And so when I swapped back to, because back then, Cleric Stance was not a thing that you used as a cooldown. It was something you toggled on and off. And you were expected to toggle it on and off and do DPS when you weren't healing. Well, part of the Scholar's thing is they do a lot of debuffing and DPS whilst trying to heal. And so it gave me an opportunity to properly learn and have a good toolkit of how to swap back and forth. And so when I swapped back to White Mage, not only was I more confident, but I had a much better handle on Cleric Stance and how to properly heal and everything like that. It made me better at the game. So I have an appreciation for it, if nothing else, than for a learning tool. It was a great learning tool. But Astrologian, Astrologian cannot... This guy opens a dungeon. Let me grab this real quick. There we go. Astrologian you can't pick up until you're level 50 and are all the way through the quest line for the main game. So it takes you a while to get there. But it's... I've always been super into, like, stars and, like, if you knew me, especially as a teenager, like, that's pretty much right up my alley. So I love it so much. But it takes forever to get to it. My late arrival nearly cost Scarlet her life. I wasn't there when the Amalja took her prisoner, and I wasn't there when they served her to Ifrit. Yes, by some miracle she survived, but that does not excuse the fact that she should never have had to face such dangers alone. I failed her utterly. Just as I'm failing you all. What's done is done, Thancred. You can ill blame yourself for every... Scarlet, it is so good to see you again. Impeccable timing, my friend. I just finished regaling Minfilia with your heroic exploits. Thancred has told me everything. You have done well to return to us. The perils you faced were undeniably great, yet part of me believes that I had no cause to fear, and now we can put paid our long investigation. As we suspected, the Amalja undertook both the robbery and the abductions with the aim of summoning their primal Ifrit. Nor is the tale limited to Ul'dah. Similar incidents have been rife in both Limsa and Gridania of late. I dare say you've been curious as to how these crimes are linked to the primals. Permit me to explain. Having manifested in the physical realm, primals must consume ether if they are to maintain their presence here. And the stronger they become, the more aether they require. Now, aether exists throughout the creation. It flows through all life and permeates the very air we breathe. Alas, this alone will not suffice to sustain the likes of Ifrit. Nay, he and his kind require more concentrated sources of ether, crystals. It is for this reason that incidents involving crystals can often be tracked back to a primal. Which leaves us with the why of the abductions. To understand this, you must first understand how primals are born. When all is well with the world, primals possess no physical form. Their essence is dispersed across the great river of aether. However, when the world is plunged into chaos, those who worship the primals cry out to their gods for deliverance from suffering. These cries serve as a beacon towards which the primal's essence is irresistibly drawn. This is the coming together, or etheric coalescence, which grants the being physical form. Once born, a primal gains strength from its followers' worship. The more numerous and fervent they are, the more powerful their god becomes. But the primals are seldom satisfied with such reverence as their adherents freely give, and in order to gain more power, they do not scruple to create followers. They do this by tempering mortals, a process which you yourself were subjected. Yet, even as Ifrit took your comrades to his thrall, you alone remain unaffected. This is thanks to the power you possess, the Echo. We know not the why of it, but those blessed with the Echo are immune to primal influence. It is as though greater power protects us. When first you came to us, I told you that the Echo would be instrumental in dealing with the primal threat. I trust you now begin to see why. The recent incidents all share a common trait: meticulous planning. Such elaborate designs are a new development, and one which fills me with an unshakable sense of foreboding. While I share your concern, my presiding feeling is one of relief that you are safe in return. The Immortal Flames assured me that they will deal with the aftermath, so you need not concern yourself with that. We may rest easy for a time. I suggest you take full advantage of the respite, Scarlet. You may be sure it won't last long. Once the people learn the identity of the hero who fell to Frit, I fear you will have nary a moment to yourself. Reading. Whether she intended to or no, Minfilia neglected to tell you something. Something I think it would be best you heard from one of us. It concerns the temperate abductees that were rescued. I am sorry to report that all are to be put to death. The flames with whom you were imprisoned included. Needless to say, this information must not be known to the public. I swear to you that we would not do this if there were any other recourse, but once a man is tempered, he is tempered for life. His very existence lends to strength to the primal whom we cannot choose but to worship. And so we Scions continue our fight, that no more innocents need be sacrificed. I hope that you will continue to stand with us, Scarlet. But I should be going. I must offer my apologies to the Flame General for the losses of the people suffered. Till next time. Lord, so much story. Not that it's a bad thing, just I get tired after reading so much. Gods forgive me, how many more lives? Luswa would never have allowed this to happen. I have to do better. I have to be stronger. Poor Thancred. Alright, so let's see. This is A Hero in the Making. Until not so very long ago, you were but one of many adventurers seeking to make their way in Eorzea. But for your character and courage, you were raised to the esteemed post of envoy. Thereafter you traveled the realm, aiding those in need without thought of reward, confirming to Ida and Papalymo that the Scions would benefit from your aid, and no sooner had you joined us than you personally bested the primal Ifrit. You have achieved a great deal in a short time, and won fame in doing so. Alas, fame does not come without a price, as you will soon discover. We have guests, Scarlet, or rather, you have guests. Beg pardons. Ah, Lady Minfilia, radiant as always. I am given to understand that the Scions of the Seventh Dawn have but recently welcomed a new hero into their midst. I am here on behalf of the Maelstrom, Grand Company of Limsa Lominsa, to offer said hero a place of honor within our ranks. As you can see, Scarlet, your recent exploits have garnered the attentions of the Grand Companies of Eorzea. Each organization would have Ifrit's bane for its own. To this end, all three have sent officers to court you. They would not ordinarily go to such lengths to enlist a new recruit. That they have is evidence of their high regard for you. I find myself wondering how word of Scarlet's deeds spread so quickly. That the immortal flame should know her triumph is to be expected, but what of the other Grand Companies? Eep! Your reputation precedes you, Mistress Thorn. 'Tis no ordinary woman who can face a primal and emerge the victor. And imagine our pride when we learned that you began your journey as an adventurer in our own Gridania. Know that the people hold you in high esteem, and that you will always be welcome amongst us. The Order of the Twin Adder has need of valiant women such as you. Join your strength to ours, friend, and together let us ensure that peace ever reigns over the Twelfswood. What a pleasure it is to finally meet you, Mistress Thorn. My comrades speak of you in the most glowing terms. As a woman of your talent belongs with the immortal flames. Join your strength to ours, friend, and together let us secure a prosperous future for Ul'dah. The Admiral was not exaggerating when she said that you have the look of a hero. Full often does she speak of you, friend. It is only natural that we should want you for the Maelstrom. Join your strength to ours, and together let us see the grand vessel of Limsa Lominsa to the shores of glory. Lady Minfilia. Very well. Though I am quite sure you need no reminding, mayhap a brief summary of the situation will help to clarify your thoughts on this matter. As you know, the Grand Companies are all-encompassing organizations empowered to call upon the martial, economic, and technological resources of their respective city-states at times of strife. There are presently 3 such organizations in Eorzea: the Maelstrom of Limsa Lominsa, the Order of the Twin Adder of Gridania, and the Immortal Flames of Ul'dah. Serving a Grand Company means serving the nation to which it belongs. You will be charged with its defense and tasked with advancing its cause. In return for your faithful service, you will be furnished with various rewards, some of which will prove useful to you in your other endeavors. If you're agonizing over which Grand Company best deserves your loyalty, be at ease. The commitment you make this day may not be permanent. Should you wish to shift your allegiance at a later date, you are entitled to do so, and yet I can see this is no small choice you face. Ah, a thought occurs to me. You will, of course, recall that the 3 city-states are planning to hold remembrance services. Well, as part of the proceedings, I am given to understand that the leader of each Grand Company will deliver an address. Hearing these addresses ought to help you make an informed decision. What say you, my dear officers? A fine suggestion. You are wise as you are beautiful, my lady. Very well, let Scarlet hear our leader speak, and then return here with her decision. We eagerly await your answer. I agree, Totoro. I know full well that adventurers are by their nature a liberty-loving breed, and not best suited to the discipline of military service, but I strongly urge you to join a grand company nonetheless. While the promise of reward is enticing in itself, it is not the only benefit. You are possessed of a great power, Scarlet, and with it you are capable of doing untold good. Yet know that the great power is wont to attract attention, not all of it friendly. There will be those who wish you ill, and you must needs be on the lookout for them. Yet, however vigilant you are but one woman, and in the midst of the grand company, however, you will be one of the women amongst many, a friend amongst friends. Your achievements will be shared, and so will the danger. I can think of no better arrangement. Of course, joining one organization need not mean leaving another. I hope that we can continue to rely upon your aid. The 12 know that we will have need of it in the days ahead. The grand companies seek to protect their own nations. We Scions, on the other hand, seek to preserve the future of Eorzea as a whole. Similar, yet not quite the same. Now then, I expect that you will be afield more often in the future. As such, I would have you carry this link pearl with you at all times. It will allow us to stay in touch regardless of location. Just now you're giving this to me. Eorzea is changing, Scarlet, and you have the power to help shape it anew. None can say what the morrow will bring, but so long as we believe in ourselves, there is aught we can achieve. Now it is time you made ready for your journey. Before you depart, be sure to speak to Tataru. She will apprise you of where and when the remembrance services are due to take place. Okay. So here's the deal. We're going to have to go to the different cities. I know, I need to. I'm getting tired here. What's going to happen is we're going to have to pick basically which city we're going to ally ourselves with. Like it says, it's not permanent. But you got to pick the first one. As a conjurer, we started in Gridania, which is the Order of the Twin Adder. As a Rogadin, we kind of hail from, it depends. I think I might be the type that actually hails from Ul'dah. I'm not sure, but a lot of them hail from Limsa. I'm sorry about all the attention you're getting, Scarlet. I may have sung your praises a little too loudly. And often. To a few too many people. Next time, I'll be sure to hold my tongue. Literally, if necessary. Anyway, I expect you'll want to know where and when the remembrance services are taking place. Paul goes to plan Gridania's Grand Company, the Order of the Twin Adder, will hold the first of the 3 services. An elder Tsiir Khan-e Senna, I'm going to say it right, will deliver her address at Makedo's amphitheater. I should probably mention at this point that due to the organizational challenges involved in assembling all of the involved parties, it is possible that the order of the services might change. Still, there's not much we can do about that, so make Gridania your first port of call. Next, you'll be going to Ul'dah, where the Flame General Rabban al-Din will be addressing the masses at the Royal Promenade. Oh, and it's rumored that there'll be a special guest. How exciting! Last but not least, you must make your way to this stateroom in Limsa Lominsa, where Maelstrom Chief Admiral Merlwood Blofiswin will be giving her address. The room is accessible via the Admiral's lift. Identify yourself to the sentry as Anthael, and he will admit you. You got all that? Well, off you go then. I hope you'll find a remembrance service suitably educational. I suggest visiting the city-states in my prescribed order, though. With your record of impeccable timing and luck, the schedule may well change in favor of your preferred travel plans. Farewell. Alright, so here we're going to return because our return is set to Gridania, so we'll go there first. So, basically, we're going to have to pick between the 3 city-states. What would you guys like to pick? Which city is your favorite? Do you like the seaside port town of Limsa Lominsa? Do you like the Jewel of the Desert, Ul'dah? Or do you like New Gridania, the forest town that we started in? You know, kind of, like I say, it's not the biggest difference in the world, but if you guys have a preference, shout it out. And by the by, Hoax, I did see you say a little bit ago about the whole only the one blocked cutscene thing, and I gonna have to agree. Weird. My original character also chose Gridania, and I'm leaning Gridania. Because that's where we started. That's where our return is set. Plus, I like Gridania. But I like Ul'dah, too. I don't really hate any of them, to be honest with you. But if anybody has any other preferences... Limbs is kind of boring, but I love Merlwyb. So. Oh, the new festival started. I'm excited. Is it the 8th? It's not the 8th, is it really? Oh my god, it is. There's a holiday.
My son to the calamity. The 3 Seedseers are all together.
Some say you couldn't take a step without stumbling over a body.
That was morbid.
Our forebears were once strangers in the Twelveswood, fearful of the Green Wrath. They hid themselves in the dark recesses of the earth. Yet they dreamed of basking in the dappled sunlight of the forest. Through great effort, they proved their worth to the elementals, and were granted a place beneath the boughs. So it was that Gridania was born, some 5 centuries ago. Working hand in hand, the Hyur and the Elysian settlers sowed the seeds of our civilization, and soon they were joined by folk of all races. So nourished by the waters of unity, and blessed by the light of the matron, Gridania flourished into the great nation it is today.
It changes later, because they lost their contract with their original voice actors, and her later voice fits better.
Do you see the Gridanian standard? There, hanging behind the Elder Seedseer.
Though I miss Alphinaud's original voice. I love Alphinaud, I really do.
The entwined serpents represent the unity between Hyur and Elysian. An elegant symbol, do you not agree?
In accordance with the will of the elementals, we have embraced a life of peace. Alas, our neighbors have not always sought the same for themselves, nor for us. Though we Gridanians have no love for war, we have still less for those who would threaten our way of life. Ever have we fought to protect the sanctity of the Twelveswood. When the Garlean Empire brought its war of conquest to Eorzea, we rallied under the noble standard of the Twin Adder that we might push back the encroaching darkness. And it was we who prepared the ground for the reformation of the Eorzean Alliance, that all the peoples of this realm might stand united against the common threat. "5 years ago, the Alliance met the armies of the Empire upon the fields of Carteneau. It would prove the bloodiest battle in recent memory. Countless Gridanian lives were lost. As Supreme Commander of the Order of the Twin Adder, ever shall I bear the weight of our people's sacrifice. Alas, their loss was not the only tragedy to befall us that day, for soon came the calamity. The scars borne by our forest are a constant reminder of its violence. Our lives have been irrevocably changed. Each waking hour, a struggle to survive. Driven to desperation, some among us have strayed from the path of righteousness, resorting to banditry, poaching, and other unconscionable deeds. To compound our woes, the Ixal have returned in force, emboldened by our suffering. They test our defenses nigh without cease, and prey upon the vulnerable. So beleaguered from within and without, it is of little wonder that our unity now falters. Dark times are upon us.
Time was a man could walk the high roads without fear.
On On this day, 5 years ago, countless Eorzeans laid down their lives that we might behold another dawn. Please join with me in honoring their memory.
All right.
And how do you propose to honor the memory of those you cannot remember, pray tell?
Okay, don't miss Alizé's voice.
The destruction wrought by the calamity was indiscriminate. It dealt death to Eorzean and Garlean alike. Yet while we have labored to rebuild our homes, to rebuild our lives, the Empire has set about raising steel fortresses here in the Twelveswood. Let none be mistaken. The Garleans remain the greatest threat to our survival. If we are to stand against them, we must remember what it is to be united.
What it is.
Our many troubles blind us to the woes of our fellow man. Thence is harmony lost. Yet harmony is the founding principle of Gridania. We are gathered here to honor the fallen. Let them be honored not only in word and thought, but through concerted action. I bid you join hands with me once more beneath the Twin Adder standard.
Works.
And together, let us heal the forest's wounds, that our progeny might live in harmony beneath these ancient boughs. For serenity, purity, and sanctity. We must think of the children!
Woods will be done.
It's up to us to protect the forest.
All the elementals!
Well. Yes, I agree, Sam P. I think we'll probably be going with that. No one seems to have objections, and two of you have spoken up saying Gridania, and I was leaning that way myself anyway.
If you'll permit me, Alfie no. And my sister, Alizé, at your service. I saw at a glance that you were a fellow traveler.
Yeah, because we were on a stupid thing.
You might call us students of history, sampling the realm's remembrances in pursuit of enlightenment.
I don't think that I have the popular opinion of liking Alphinode's original voice, but I do. The Gridanians are unfortunate enough to have contended with the two beast tribes. The Ixal are unquestionably the more troublesome, being of a naturally warlike disposition and want to summon their bloodthirsty primal Garuda. The Sylphs, by contrast, are peaceful in nature, being mischievous rather than malevolent, and have long been on friendly terms with Gridanians, until recently at least. Alas, they have grown aloof, and a change observed roughly the time they summoned the primal Ramu. They're twins, yeah. The Gridanians have no love for war, and they consider open conflict a last resort. Though they clash with the Ixal ever more regularly, you may be assured that they do so in self-defense. As for the Sylphs, they are yet as bound by a peace treaty, though one wonders how long that will be before it is broken. The Twelveswood was grievously wounded during the calamity, leaving Gridania vulnerable to attack. The people are hopeful that restoring the wood, and thereby the power of the elementals, will put an end to their woes. Yet how long will it take? Centuries, I'd wager. Meanwhile, the Ixal will continue their incursions, spurred on by Garuda and her insatiable appetite for destruction. Whether the Gridanians like it or not, sooner or later it will come to an all-out war, and when it does, the Order of the Twin Adder will need all the help it can muster. How valuable might the aid of a capable adventurer prove to them? Well, perhaps we will find out. If the Elder Seedseer's words fell on fertile ground. Oh, thank the 12 Alizé kept her mouth shut. Okay. Now... Boy, this is quite the music. I love the bomb lanterns. Those are great. Okay. Now, let's go, since they still don't have all the Aethernet shards, we have to manually walk to the frickin' airship place. Next up, Ulda. That's such a habit to run to the damn innkeeper. I am sorry. I know, it started today. I didn't realize it was the 8th. I'm excited. What is that upstairs? That's probably Palace of the Dead. Ulda it is. We can skip this. This is the reception desk for flights bound for the, oh, yeah, I do, but I'm not doing that right this second. That's later. We're on a mission. We're trying to get that chocobo. Okay. Royal Promenade. Alright, next one. I think you guys are finally going to see one of the reasons I love Ulda. Yay!
Behold, 'tis the Sultana Nanima herself!
And Roban as well.
Hark you, souls of flame, drawn to the bosom of the desert, where the fire burns brightest and shall rage forevermore. Hurrah! Rauban! Where since antiquity, under the sage and judicious rule of the Ul dynasty, we have brought sand into gold, where by the grace and glory of Naldar have our brave sons and daughters flourished and prospered. I speak of Ulda!
There, at the Flame General's back flies the Grand Company's standard. Note the sigil. The golden scales of order balance the jewel of prosperity with the flame of might.
Great and many are the gifts our nation has given the realm. In Eorzea's darkest hour, on the killing fields of Cartano, none spent more in blood and gold than we. Thus was the 7th Imperial Legion laid low.
So that's how it happened. How soon history forgets.
Yet many left our gates, never to return. Let us pray for our absent brothers and sisters, that they might know happiness in the great beyond, as Thal's honored guests. If the fates were fair, the price we paid that day would have bought us victory. Alas, they are not. And now, but 5 years into this 7th Umbral era, the spirit of sacrifice which granted us our strength is all but dead. Look around you. What do you see? A people divided, downtrodden, and enthralled. Where are the merciful alms of the rich? Where is the just steel of the righteous? I ask you, is this the great nation our brothers and sisters gave their lives to save? You who call this living, dishonor the name of the immortal flames. It is but a slow death. Our enemies surround us. The savage hordes of the Amalja wait beside our roads, strangling the lifelines of trade. Meanwhile, the Garleans make mock of our borders and despoil our land of its natural wealth. We stand on a precipice, yet we do not act. Whether trader or soldier, monetarist or royalist, all must recognize that a divided Uldar stands to fall. Victory and fortune walk hand in hand. Ye who seek glory and wealth, look not to what little you can snatch from your neighbor, but to the boundless wealth of the world beyond. Now is the time to unite. Now is the time to ride forth. In the name of the Sultana, I beseech you. Line not your own coffers, but those of the immortal flames. Seek not to prosper from Uldar, but to restore her to prosperity. As the realm prospers, so shall Uldar. As Uldar prospers, so shall her people. Ya for Uldar!
Together we are one.
Your Grace.
Raubon? People of Uldar, I, Nanimo, 17th in the line of Ul, address you. Much has been made of the wealth of Uldar. Yet those who measure that wealth in coins and carats are gravely deceived.
She's my favorite.
For the true wealth of Uldar lies in the health, happiness, and hopes of her people. Beloved subjects, I bid you raise aloft the torch of Uldar, that her flames might serve as a beacon for all Eorzea to see.
Long live Nanamo!
Glory to the Sultana!
For victory and fortune, stride fearless into the Inferno, for we are, by fire, reborn! Forsooth!
The time is now!
I fancy meeting you again.
Dog's gonna bark. The Uldans have a long history of conflict with the Amalja, the beast tribe that worships the primal Ifrit. Judging by your look of distaste, I take you have encountered them. The Uldans do not shy from confrontation. If aught threatens their precious prosperity, they will seek to crush it. So have they dealt with Ifrit thus far, smothering his flames each time he is stoked to life. Yet he is but one of several problems. Though they may have been quiet these past 5 years, the Garleans have not gone away. Meanwhile, refugees continue to arrive in droves, and Uldar has no clear policy on how to deal with them. After all, not even the Sultanate's coffers are bottomless, and even assuming they had the coin, resources will ever be finite. Which brings me back to the subject of Ifrit. It has been observed that the Amalja are summoning him with ever-increasing frequency. Every time they do so, the Uldans send their forces to smite the primal, and though they invariably succeed, each victory is bought with blood. It is a war of attrition which they cannot well sustain. Small wonder, then, that the immortal flames are eager to recruit more members. At such a desperate hour, an adventurer of your experience would be most welcome addition to their ranks. All right. One more city to go. I had to make sure I was going the right way. I forget that this guy is kind of in my way, so I'm going to have to port to Limsa. And we'll use a ticket for that one because it's kind of expensive. Alright. Okay. There's a carbuncle right there. Last one. Okay. Here to attend the remembrance service. Be quick. The Admiral is due to give her address at any moment. Merleweb's a cool lady.
The Garleans are another matter altogether.
So much for our alliance.
It's sunk beyond the seabed.
Brothers and sisters of the sea, hearken unto me. Look upon this, our mighty crimson standard, and tell me your hearts do not swell with pride. "700 summers have come and gone since our forefathers first ran aground in this fertile bay. In that time, guided by the Mother of Oceans, Limsa Lominsa has grown from humble fishing village to uncontested ruler of the 5 seas and beyond.
Ah, yeah, ah, ha, ha, yeah, ha.
Did you look as the Admiral bid you? It is a rather stirring standard, I must say. The crimson field is meant to signify the blood of fallen crewmates, while the black longship represents a pirate vessel.
When the Garlean Empire marched upon Eorzea, we assembled beneath the Maelstrom Standard, and our Grand Company was reborn. All answered the call, from the Knights of the Barracuda to Hilthier's bloody executioners. And together, we met our would-be conquerors upon the field of Cartano. That day, the world bore witness to the united strength of Limsa Lominsa. I swear to you, no army ever fought harder or with more courage, yet many of ours did not survive. Join me now in remembering those who fought in the name of freedom and fell. May their souls be returned to the sea.
Freedom. Yes, they have always been rather fond of their freedom. Much as the beast tribes have. Small wonder. Beneath the surface, one would struggle to tell them apart.
It has been 5 long years since the calamity struck. 5 long years of tireless rebuilding. Yet still the wounds of the calamity fester and weep. But when I stand atop the mizzenmast and gaze out upon our battered and broken vessel, I see an undying spirit. Did we not build all this from the wreck of the Galadian all those centuries ago? Shall we not do so again? Yet there are those who would see this ship of ours sink beneath the waves of the restless Rotano. The Sahagin creep ashore seeking blood for their accursed god.
Those fishback
The Sahagin
bastards.
have risen?
While the mines of Ogomero spew forth kobolds who push ever south, despoiling our lands as they go. These savage beast tribes will be the first waves to crash against our creaking hull. And behind them swells the grim tide of the Garlean Empire. Even now, the Curs fly their flags within our borders. Doubt not, but that they will be upon us ere long. We are well nigh surrounded. Yet there are those among us who would rather turn their swords against their crewmates than our cannons against our foes. How can we hope to repel our many enemies when mutiny breeds below deck? There is but one course left to us. One bearing that will bring us victory over the beast hordes and the Empire both, and see this ship safe to port. We must mend the rift the Calamity has reopened twixt pirate and maelstrom, and stand fast with our adventurer brothers against the coming tempest. Mark ye well, a crew without unity is no crew at all. 'Tis but a mass of drowned men. To me, then, brothers and sisters of the sea, gather beneath the undying crimson standard, and pledge me your strength, your skill, your wisdom. And with the guidance of the navigator, this great vessel of ours shall ride the waves, till sea swallows all.
Long live the Admiral!
Admiral Melvin!
Gather the lads!
Oh, where's me cutlass?
I'll follow ye to the seven hells, Admiral!
Fancy meeting you again.
The mast. Sorry, I had to. Also, Merlwyb is pretty much the saving grace of this place. Not to mention, I actually kind of like the aesthetic of the city itself. Like, look at this room and stuff. It's super cool. But as the Admiral mentioned in her address, Lim-Solominsa is plagued by two beast tribes. The first are the fish-like Sahagin, worshippers of the primal Leviathan. The second are kobolds, who dwell beneath the earth and take the primal Titan for their god. As if the beast tribe's presence weren't troublesome enough, the Garleans have also chosen to erect a fortress right in the Luminson's backyard. And that is to say naught for the internal strife. As a nation of pirates, there is no end to the blood feuds between the various factions, and while they fight amongst themselves, the Garleans whet their blades and watch. If the Lominsons are to have any hope of withstanding the Empire, they must first resolve their own affairs. Differences must be set aside, and the primal threat dealt with once and for all. To this end, I expect that they will soon take decisive action against the beast tribes. Mark my words, the Maelstrom Standard will be drenched in a deeper shade of crimson ere long. That a capable adventurer like you would be a valuable addition to their crew is beyond question. Scarlet, this is Minfilia. You are well, I hope? Would I be correct in thinking that the final remembrance service has now concluded? A moment ago, you say. What a coincidence. Jesting aside, I trust you remember our guests from the Grand Companies? Well, delighted though we are to have them here at the Waking Sands, it would not do to keep them in suspense any longer than necessary. In short, hurry back. Now, that being said, I am going to take the boat. Ooh, fireworks. What is going on over there? Look at it. Yes. Aw, that's cool. Yeah. Okay, sorry. Shinies distracted me. Do I have the Arcanist? That's the closest to the docks. Okay, so I think with that we are going to, in fact, choose the twin adders because it will benefit us the most. Those did look really good. I like that. Every single time I get on this boat, I get flashbacks to 11. God help me. Alright, so here we are back at the Waking Sands. And I'm sure that's why they recommended that order, so that one's last, and you can just take the boat over here. Which is cheaper than porting. Alright, so... now they all three have something to say. I'm not going to go through their dialogues because this is taking a really long time. But all three of them will have something to say, so if you do play this and you get to this point and you're not sure about the Grand Companies, all three of them have a piece to say about their Grand Company and why they would like you to join. Welcome back, Scarlet. Were the Grand Company's leaders' words as illuminating as you had hoped? Aye, each nation is beset with problems. I trust you see now why your services are in such demand. Would that there were more of you, Scarlet. But you must be tired from your journey. Why don't you rest a while and take a moment to reflect on your decision? Once your mind is made up, pray give the Grand Company officer your answer. Yeah, you can absolutely change later. And there's standing reputation with them, so you can raise your reputation and then start over with somebody else or whatever.
The gods only know what grand company our adventurer friend will keep. The wheels of change are in motion regardless.
Brother, are you certain this course is best?
Whatever do you mean, dear sister?
The so-called remembrance ceremonies were little more than standard waving rallies, as though the Calamity and Seventh Umbral era warranted scarcely a mention.
Well, of course they were standard waving rallies. Since you are so observant, mayhap you noticed what mention was made of the Warriors of Light? None. I suppose they must have forgotten the heroes who spared Eorzea a fate worse than the Calamity? No, dear Alize, they haven't forgotten these details. They have elected to omit them. Deep are the wounds the Calamity inflicted upon Eorzea. So deep, in fact, that the realm still bleeds. Needless to say, the beast tribes and their primals do little to alleviate the pain. So, the task of salving Eorzea's wounds falls to the scions of the Seventh Dawn, with a little help from our friends, the Grand Companies.
Yeah, that'd be why I made that face.
Remembrance will yield no remedy. If our world is to heal, we must put the horrors of the Calamity behind us.
I was saying, I miss Alphino's old voice actor, though I don't mind, I like the new one too. Alize is like a zillion times better. I cannot stand.
Our grandfather would never entrust the fate of the realm to
Oops, sorry. I bumped my controller.
There must be another way to cure what ails this world, and I need to find it.
Bye, bitch.
You are most welcome to try. Our paths may differ, but our destination is the same. In time, I dare say we will see eye to eye.
I should hope so.
My lady! We are to escort you!
Hope
I
does
should
not
hope
come
so.
into it. We share the burden of this fate, dear sister, and will prevail together or not at all. The salve will serve not only to close up our present wounds, but prevent old ones from opening anew.
Alright, so I'm just gonna go straight for the Serpent Officer and go through his shtick because we're already almost at 2.5 hours and we're getting that damn chocobo before we log off. Ah, I take it the Elder Seer's words have touched your heart. Have you resolved to entwine your destiny with that of the Twin Adder? Yes. You have chosen wisely, my friend. The Elder Seer will be overjoyed. Without further ado, let us speak of practical matters. In order to complete the enrollment procedure, you must report to the Adder's Nest. Okay. I dare say you know it well from your wanderings in New Gridania. Give your name to the personnel officer there, and he will guide you through the formalities. I have no doubt that your deeds will bring great honor to our order. When next we meet in Gridania, I shall be proud to call you sister. Okay, whatever. Oh my, no. All right. Welcome back. You are come to the Adder's Nest, headquarters of the Order of the Twin Adder. Ever do we welcome they who would toil in the Elemental's name for the good of our forest nation. Ah, the great adventurer herself. Yes, our recruitment officer sent word that you were on your way. It is a pleasure and an honor both to welcome you to our ranks, friend. Now, let me gather together the relevant documentation. Sir! What is it? Report. An urgent message from Emissary Spire, sir. A Highwind Skyways airship has taken fire from Imperial forces in the skies over the East Shroud. The vessel's engines were crippled, sir, and it was forced to make an emergency landing south of the 9 Ivies. 9 Ivies? Gods, this could not have come at a worse time. All but a handful of our forces are presently afield, dealing with the Ixal. Scarlet, I know full well you have yet to be formally inducted to our ranks, but we have an urgent need of your aid. In all likelihood, the airship was bearing civilians, and if the reports are accurate, it will have come down in a dangerously close to Garlean-occupied territory. Please make all haste to the area southeast of 9 Ivies. Locate the airship and ascertain the status of the passion. Okay. God dang it. I keep forgetting there's so many steps here. I keep hearing the weirdest, like, crackling noise. Can I port here? Damn it. I'll take the boat. Seriously, what is that? Is it just in my headphones, or is it somebody doing something in the game nearby? Because I've heard it a couple times now. It's weird. Okay. Crackling. No, don't do that. Yes, go. Alright. Oh my god. Come on. 4, 3, 2, 1. Now let me run fast for just a short amount of time. Maybe they might not always be out in the daytime, so maybe you just never saw one of these places at night. Awesome though, isn't it? The forest is so pretty. I actually think that the way this game looks and works is really cool, and like the weather system that goes off and stuff. And the weather is a nice touch, but it actually also affects fishing. Like some fish only come out when it rains. Oh my god. Let's attune to the 9 ivies here. I think so. I really like, I'm sure I'm kind of biased, I guess, but I kind of came into this game thinking I wouldn't really like it simply because I didn't think I'd ever get into a different MMO. So, I don't know, maybe I'm not that biased. But I've spent a lot of time in the game now. Alright, there we go. I mean, it can be, I guess, kind of frustrating, like you say, if you're after something and it isn't raining or whatever, but things change frequently, and there's always a million things to do, and that's kind of part of, like, the challenge with fishing, is if you're after certain things, you can only get it, but then those things are more valuable because they only come up so often. This is a level 19. Let's do this one real quick. Because I want to see if they give me any of those things, because we need... Oh my god, there's 4 of them attacking me. And I'm picking on one that's not already doing it. Stop it. Am I gonna heal myself? Oh, ooh. Is that, like, actually doing... No, see, he's got little, like, guys. And there's actually a big bad one back there. So I have to actually kill that. That's annoying. Let's see if we can do it. Gonna have to wait for a frickin' MP to fill that. Okay, let it fill for a second. We're timed here, so come on. And good enough. Cleric stance, go. Okay, somebody else is gonna show up. Awesome. I enjoy that the community in this game is still largely the kind that you see somebody doing something, people will stop by and help, or you're found dead on the ground often. Like, I've seen people run by dead people and actually change their gear to be a healer class, specifically just to raise a person they found dead on the road. And they go back to their gear and go back about their lives. This is a lemur? This one is. Kind of zoom in so you see. It's like a big lemur. Cat-faced looking lemur. There we go. Okay. I still didn't get any thingy. Okay, whatever. But yeah. There are raptors, though. When I come across one, I will show you. Try to... If the back is turned, you can sneak by things. Okay. That was weird. That it started me all the way over there. That's... Okay. Damn ass an antelope. An adventurer? What are you doing out here? No, wait. Let's find some cover first. The Adder's Nest sent you? How do I know you're not an Imperial spy? You don't even have a uniform. Peace, friend. We mean you no harm. You're an engineer of Garland Ironworks, are you not? We were alerted to your plight and have come to rescue you. And you're Scarlet Thorm, I presume. I was told to expect an honorary serpent. My thanks for your aid, friend. I've never seen a craft of this design. It must be Garland's work. There no end to the man's treachery? The secrets of Magitech belong to the Imperial hands. They are not to be squandered on Eorzean savages. We're taking this craft back to the fortress. Dismantle it if you must, and bring the engineer. Someone must pay for Garland's crimes. Imperial scouts from Castrum Oriens. They mean to requisite the ship. Wedge, you have to help him. That fool of a Lalafell was hiding inside the tiny Bronco. Thank you, Simpy, for coming by. I know I'm running late today, so I appreciate you hanging out with me all day. I hope you have a good night. The tiny Bronco? But isn't this the Ironworks' latest creation? It's the first airship we've built since the Calamity. The first since Master Garland... well, since he went missing. Thanks so much. You too. After years of work, she was finally ready for her first test flight, and she was soaring. She really was, till those bastards blasted her out of the sky. Attend me, all. The Ironworks' latest creation must not fall into Garlean hands. We shall strike them, swift and sure, and rescue Engineer Wedge. Scarlet, I trust we can rely on your support. May the matron watch over us. With me! An ambush! To arms! Got no friggin' AoE spells, nothing yet. Baloney. Oh, baby. Let's get this guy in the back. Hope my dot kills the other one. As Simpy mentioned earlier, hot standing for heal over time, dot stands for damage over time. It fell off. Great. There. Pretty sure I'm standing against the might of the Empire pretty good right this second. Gone on long enough. I already killed all your friends, homie. Okay, seriously though? My MP is screwing me. Although I'm sure I have, ethers somewhere. You can heal all you want, but it ain't gonna save you, buddy. I guess for what's left, we'll cleric stance it. But we don't have much. Yeah, I gotta get out. Ah! I got blasted. Yep. Well, darn it. What am I supposed to do? Yeah, get out of here. Oh, that didn't mean do that. Jesus. Oh my god, I'm gonna be here for a year! Dude, Serpent Archer, get out of that stuff. I can't even heal you. Okay. DED. It's DED. Biggs! Wedge, you shouldn't have stayed in the ship. That was a close one. Too damn close. So how's she look anyway? The auxiliary propeller is a dead loss, but I think we can wring enough thrust from the main propeller to get us airborne. A few minor modifications, and we should be able to fly the tiny Bronco home. While you do your work, we'll keep a watch over the perimeter. The enemies may yet be lurking nearby. As for you, Scarlet, you have more than done your part today. I bid you return to the Adder's Nest and complete your enlistment. I pray there will be no further interruptions. When next we meet, let it be as fellow servants of the Order. I just wanted to say sorry, you know, for calling you an Imperial spy and all that. Got that one wrong, didn't I? Seriously, though. If it hadn't been for you and the Twin Adder lads here, we'd be chained up in a dungeon by now. I'm your debt friend. Both are. Wedge. Thank you. We're very grateful. Ruining the Star Wars reference? What Star Wars reference? I don't think my return is up. I know, I'm in combat. Get off. Get off me. Everything get off me. Stop it. I can't see where I'm going. I did not realize that was a Star Wars reference. I normally love that reference in all the games, but that kind of kills it for me. Well, I guess I got, you know, like 18 years of enjoyment out of it. I see. Well, I hate it. And maybe I'm just blanking it out of my memory because I hate it. And I'm going to continue to do so. Scarlet, it does my spirit well to see you returned. Word arrived but moments ago from the team of the Nine Ivies. Lest you worry, the 2 engineers are safely on their way. The lieutenant informs me that you were instrumental in the mission's success. Had you not found Engineer Biggs when you did, and helped us to rout the Garleans, things might have been very different. And all this before you were even inducted into the Order. You are well on your way to carving out a fine career for yourself beneath the Twin Addered standard. Without further ado, let us see your introduction. 12 willing, there won't be any further interruptions. Yeah. No, I've like Kenny said, he's told me, so I'm sure I did. But still, ew. The personnel officer stands ready, blah blah blah. Protocol requires that I appraise you of who we are and what we do, after which I will invite you to swear an oath of your own free will. Ahem. A lot of fanfare for swearing in one person, I would think. The Order of the Twin Adder is a grand company of Gridania. It brings together the martial, economic, and technological resources of our nation that we might stand strong in times of direct adversity when our very survival hangs in the balance. Our order was formed in the days before the calamity in a readiness to fight the Garlean Empire and to combat the best beast tribes in their primals. Needless to say, our struggle continues to this day. Elder Seed Seer Kanesena is the supreme commander of our forces. Under her wise leadership, we protect the people of Gridania and the sanctity of the Twelves Wood. As the entwined serpents that grace our standard, let forest-born strive as one with friends from afar to ensure that the peace shall ever reign in Gridania. In so doing, we honor the will of the elementals, and theirs the will of the wood. Now then, Scarlet Thorn, I ask that you give us your oath of allegiance in whatever fashion you see fit. Wow, that's brutal. Alright, this one, I guess. So you know the words of the Grand Company, that as well. Bound by this common belief, let us strive to preserve all that is good in the great nation. By the power vested in me, I assign you the rank of Serpent Private 3rd Class. You are now the woman in the Order of the Twin Adder. Go forth, Private Thorn, and do what brings peace to the Twelves Wood and honor our name. Oops, I didn't mean to hit that. Righto. Can you hear me, Scarlet? This is Minfilia. An officer of the Order of the Twin Adder contacted me with news of your enlistment. My congratulations, Private Thorn. I have no doubt you are eager to make the acquaintance of your new comrades, but I would ask that you pay a visit to your old ones first. Remember, though you are now a Serpent of Gridania, you are no less a Scion. Pray return to the Waking Sands at your earliest convenience. There are some friends waiting here whom I'd like you to meet. Well, we shall be waiting. Yay. Okay. Grand Companies, supply and provisioning missions. Okay, here we go. My little Chocobo Twin Adder. Ah, Private Thorn, I understand you have been working tirelessly in Gridanian's name. You are truly an example of your fellow serpents. Tell me, have you ever felt as though you couldn't get to your destination quickly enough? That perhaps you could do with a swifter pair of legs? If so, you might consider getting a personal Chocobo. You have yet to be issued your own bird, am I correct? Given your considerable talents, you should be able to obtain one in no time at all. Let me tell you how to go about it. First, you must obtain a separate Chocobo issuance by exchanging company seals with the quartermaster. Once you have this deed, presented to our man Singer, and he will furnish you with a suitable bird. Do I have any thingies? I have 0 company seals. Oh my god. Oh my god, why? I want to know how, in the past, somehow, I managed to have the 200 seals just sitting on me. I really feel like I did a lot of stuff and I should have them. Like, I kind of felt like that last one should have given them to me because it was like an unofficial thing, but whatever. Spend more of my time, why don't you? Sometime this year. Is there anything up around these parts? That's too high a level. It's pretty low. It should count though, because I'll have to sync. Level sync. Nobody's been doing any of this. Okay, so here's the Raptor's strange bloom in the game. They're called annals right here, but that's what they are. Little raptors. See if I can get a better peek at one. This one's running around over here. Got like little teeny tiny flappy wings. I mean, they can't fly, obviously. But yeah, this does beat the heck, like it's only 200 for the issuance now. And it used to be 2,000. So it used to be a way bigger pain in the butt. God dang it, animals. I just want to cast at you. Go! Oh, you son of a biscuit. You know what, I'm just gonna stand and eat this one. Because it's starting to irritate me. Oh, well, I'll kill it. Yes, I get it, all my gear's breaking. Because I never repair. Come on. Is this the last one I need? $28 whole seals, huh? Thanks. It's probably because they're lower level, but still. Been synced to 12, but where's the stuff to do? Oh, right there. How fast can we do this bait? And being that it's the end of the day for Kenny, he will be calling me around 7 o'clock. I don't know if he's still watching or not. But that's kind of the way things go here. So I may have to mute the mic for a moment to speak to Kenny. But I'm bound and determined to stay going until we get this chocobo. We're on the quest now. So it's just a matter of getting this stupid seal. Gosh darn it. I always think that I'm closer than I am. Is that the last one, or do I need to kill this one? I need to kill this one. There we go. How many we get? 40. Better. Okay. Does that put us up to 50 something? 68. Oh, I got more for the first one than I thought I did. Go do that one. Because I want to make sure that we get the chocobo by the end of this, because I've been promising it for like 2 weeks and it's taken me forever. And I want to show off a couple things about the chocobo. Oh crap. What level is that over there? 10. I'm gonna go do the other one first. I might be able to get some seals for provisioning or whatever, but I don't really have much. So unless they're asking for like animal skins, which I just got, I don't have that. I should have checked before I left, but I didn't think about it. I think this one is skeletons? Damn dynamites. Oh my god, it's like almost done. Shoot. I didn't see people doing it. Well, I mean, we're here now. Thanks, Flabbit. Oh, actually, I got 42 boards still, so whatever. It works for me. 42 put us at 110. Let's go see what's up with this guy up here. Did I just come out of that cave? Did I ever notice that cave? What is this? I mean, I can't get up there. Weird. Come on. All this going slow so that I can go fast? Baloney. I mean, I say that, but this is what, the 5th episode? I mean, so it seems like a lot, but it's probably not. Let's see. / playtime. 11 hours, 31 minutes total playtime on Scarlet Thorn. So I guess it's not actually as long as it seems. It just seems long because short burst streaming. Okay, get over here and do this one. See how many we get for this. This one's probably gonna be closer to 30 because it's level 10. If my phone starts ringing, I will mute it and whatever. It may be in the middle of fighting. Oh, there's another one right there. Oh, sink it. Where's the rest? There's just one? Come on, there's gotta be more here than that. There we go. Come on, spawn more. What do I need? 2 more? Oh, I got 57. What does that mean? What's the date with Destiny? Oh, 10 fates. Currency 167. Let's see if this lasts. If this does it. If this could be the last one. Is this the pigs? Yes, it is. Oh. Well, how about that? Yeah. Gonna kill the pigs. I like the models for these big pigs. Or for the pigs in general. The big ones look the same as the little ones. Open the window back up. No, pig, no. Other pig, would you please stop? I've dotted you like it feels like 100 times, and you just seem to refuse to go down. Oh, and you don't have anything either? Where are my pigs at? Where are my pigs at? Good night, kitty. Did I dot him? I doubt it. That would have been smart. Oh, nobody's here, so this fate's taking forever. Just dot it. Just dot it. Jesus Christ. One more, I think? Yeah. Okay, I don't think that will have been enough time for our return to be up. It is. Well, I hope that's not currency. It is. Alright, cool. So we're gonna run over. We're gonna buy our issuance. We're gonna buy ourselves a chocobo. We're gonna name him. We're gonna run outside. We're gonna check a couple things out. Then we're gonna call it. And we'll come back. I'm not gonna promise that I'm gonna come back with this next week because I've kind of got the wild hair to play just something else, but I may also just throw another day in just to do something different if I have the energy. I've really been wanting to do more, but I don't want to be like, oh, I promised to do more all the time. I just kind of want to come on and do some silly BS on a random day. You know, so we'll see. It's a whole lot of maybe, but we'll see. I would like to. So we're going to come to the quartermaster. We're going to go to this by the Serpent Chocobo issuance. Yeah, yep, I think that every time I come here. Some things you just can't erase. Okay, so here we go. Want a bird issued, you say? Then I'll need to see your Serpent Chocobo issuance. Yes, everything appears to be in order. A moment, please. I'll be right back with your Chocobo. I want that Chocobo outfit with the mask. Yay! And here he is. The fellow's been in high spirits the past few bells. He must have sensed his master was coming. Now then, to make it official, you'll want to give your noble steed a name. Okay, so as per... You can change your name, by the way. So, if we decide to do that, we can. As per Kenny's suggestion, we're going to name him Tendies. And now his name is Tendies. I dare say he likes his name. He's your very own chocobo whistle. Simply blow into it and your feathered friend will come bounding to your side. But do forgive him if he doesn't respond when summoned in crowded cities or areas or monster-infested lairs. Chocobos are stout-hearted creatures, but they have their limits. And lastly, I present you with your chocobo rider's license as required by law. And that concludes the formalities. I wish you and your chocobo a long years of fulfilling companionship. Okay, so let's run outside and check the chocobo out. Yay, we did it! It took me an extra hour, but we did it. I was determined, y'all. Okay. So first and foremost, we have to go into our inventory and learn our chocobo whistle. Now, he is not the first mount that I know, because I have lots that get sent to me when I first make a character, but you can't use any of them until you get the chocobo. So here's how this is going to go. Mount guide. Oh, I didn't learn them because they're all in my bag still. Now, when you mount on your chocobo, you get special chocobo music. Okay, now I want to show you. He has on our the twin adder stuff. He's sporting twin adder gear. But that's something only chocobos can do this. But you go to companion and you go to the last tab and see he's wearing these items. There are things in the game called bardings, which I have. Hold on, I gotta. Whoops! I didn't assign him to the hotbar. Gotta do that. So let's put our hotbar up here, and put him right here. Okay, so let's learn this. Let's learn this. This. There's a couple things I want to show you guys. Use that. If you go too fast, it gets mad and doesn't do what you want it to. Is that all my bardings, I think? Kind of looks like it. Okay, so you can like mix and match him by going to the minion guide, or not the minion guide, but the your companion on the last tab. And now we have a couple of bardings. We have Behemoth, Black Mage, and the Barding of Light. So I'm going to show you the Behemoth barding first. And like I said, only your chocobo can do this. Can wear these bardings. But like you can change, it's basically outfits for your chocobo. Can I change that while he's out? Yes. And now he looks like a black mage. So there's a whole bunch of outfits you can get for him. And one other thing I want to show you about specifically the chocobo is you have this thing called the companion guide, because at level 30 you get a quest in I believe it's at Fallguard Float, I think, called My Feisty Little Chocobo. And he actually is trained to become a companion that can quest alongside you and level up with you. And he can be a tank, a healer, or a DPS. So he will come along and see this person's leveling theirs up right now. That's why it's running around alongside him instead of him being mounted on it. And it can heal you or help you through your questing. It aids you in your quest. And so he's actually your companion, like straight up. He's not just a mount, he's special. That's why you can name him and change his clothes and everything else. I do want to show you though real quick. I showed you how he has music. Here's the mount guide. I'm gonna dismount him. This was a special edition mount, the Fat Chocobo. Here's his music. There is nothing funnier than that fat chocobo butt wiggle, I swear to God. And him trying to go after those Gisla greens. Look at him. Look at him, he wants them so bad. Oh my God, it's so funny. Okay. Then we have Behemoth. This music is the like generic mount music. Okay. And I'm not sure, let's see. He has, I think, a different set of generic music. Let me get on and see. Yes. This is the, like, generic flight mount music. Which, by the by, that can be disabled. I have one more piece to show you, but I have to mute. I'll be right. Okay, so, wrong thingy. Here we go. So, mount, nope, that's the minion guide. Try this one more time. One more, I wanted to show you, which it's not obtainable anymore. It might have that same music, but yeah, it does. But the flying Nimbus Cloud, which is really cool. I may have said this before the phone rang. I think I did, but this is disableable in the system menu where the sound is. You can disable the mount music if you'd prefer to just hear zone music. And it is also worth noting, before I go, that mounts in this game, like, there are mounts for holidays sometimes, not every holiday, but every year holidays change in the game. So, whatever you did last year isn't going to be the same thing as you do this year, blah, blah, blah. Maybe last year there was a mount, and this year there might not be. Typically speaking, if there was a mount last year, you can buy it on the store for fairly inexpensive or whatever, but so you don't necessarily miss it, but you do have to wait for the holiday. But the mounts that come from holidays are, the music is whatever the holiday music is. So, you know, it's always got a special piece of music to go along with it. So they're really themed and cool. Uh-oh, I must be lagging. There we go. Okay. I am gonna leave it here. I'm way late. I have all kinds of crap to turn in next week, whatever, but we got our chocobo. I got to show you the music and the bardings and the special, all the good stuff. So, like I said, not positive that I'll come straight back with this. If I get, you know, if I decide that I want to play something else next Tuesday, I might, but I may just throw an extra day in there to play whatever I want, because you guys seem to enjoy the Final Fantasy stuff, and I don't necessarily want to not do it. So, we'll see how next Tuesday goes. Thursday I'll be back with Neo. We are in New Game Plus. We're like a couple missions in. I don't know how far. So we'll be back with that. The Mark of the Strong. Otherwise, I guess we're finally done for today. Sorry this went so long. I'm sure you guys were expecting it to be shorter, so I hope that at least you kind of got something out of it. But thanks so much for hanging out with me for so long today while I got through this. I look forward to seeing you all next time, and I hope you have a wonderful Wednesday. Thanks again. Have a great night.